case you didn't get that joke, you just watched all the Smash characters die to Coconut Ball. That's right, I dead memed you. I'm sorry, Coconut Mauled you. I always thought it'd be funny watching all the Smash characters die to a happy theme, so I thought Coconut Mall would be perfect because you'd be watching people die to a happy theme, which is funny, and I'd also be Coconut Mauling you. The only thing that'd be better is if I rickrolled you, but I'm not gonna do that. That's just mean. Or am I? No, I'm kidding. Anyways, me being stupid aside, let's get on to the video. Since Smash Ultimate is now complete, and I'm pretty confident we won't see another Smash installment, which is completely fine. Ultimate is good enough. I thought it'd be nice to rank all 6 Smash Bros. Now, as usual, this is my opinion. Obviously, you have yours and I have mine. And I'm not saying my opinion is the right one. It's just nice to hear someone talk about a good gaming franchise, whether you agree with them or not. Or at least that's how I feel about top 10 videos or ranking of videos. So, without further ado, let's dive into the video. At number 6, we have the original Smash Bros. Now, for its time, it wasn't bad at all, but it doesn't really hold up nowadays. It only has 12 characters and 9 stages. And we don't even have an F-Zero stage. Now, this game perfectly laid out the path for the Smash series. It started many things like Classic Mode, for example, or Target Test, which are still in every Smash game to date. Well, Target Test isn't really an ultimate, and I'm not sure if Smash 4's version for it really counts, but anyways, with that aside, this is a solid game. It just doesn't really hold up today. Number 5, Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. I can kind of see why people don't like this one. Its very existence is why we didn't get the Ice Climbers. I didn't really mind this game too much. I mean, some of the stages are pretty cool, like Rainbow Road. But that doesn't really save it. It just feels off. It doesn't really feel like a full Smash game. And most of that's because of the limitations of the 3DS. And Classic Mode was completely ruined, and it just doesn't feel right. The only reason I'm really placing this above Smash 64 is because it has a bigger roster, bigger stage selection, and probably more game modes to choose from. I really don't have anything else to say about this one. At number 4, we have Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. This game is fairly similar to the 3DS version, but I think it's better because it's on Wii U, so it doesn't have as many limitations. It has the same character roster, but it has a better stage selection. And I just find I have more fun when playing this one. The Classic Mode, while it's still not as good as Classic Mode, it's better. I find I prefer moving around on a board and moving into other trophies to be more fun than choosing a path. Now, I find a lot of people hate on Smash 4's Classic Mode a lot, and I can understand why. Neither of them have anything like target tests or stuff like that. It's mostly just battles, and both versions feel a bit dragged on. At least I felt that way. Whereas with other games, it doesn't feel as dragged on, and you do other stuff than just fighting, like I said, target test. But yeah, it's just this game isn't super good compared to the rest of the Smash games, And I think if the 3DS version didn't exist, this one could have been a lot better. Like, for example, we would have been able to get the ice climbers. And I also found it cut a lot of characters for almost seemingly no reason, like Snake, for example. But enough about that. Let's move on to number 3. To be quite honest with you, I don't fully understand the obsession with Melee. It's a good game and all, just like the rest of the Smash games, but I still don't like it as much as other people do. It's a great game though, like, of course, but I still don't see. Okay, I'll actually explain that instead of just saying the same thing over and over again. It does have a lot of good single player modes, which is kind of why I prefer over Smash for Wii U, which, while I'm saying that, I might as well mention these two could be interchanged, depending on my preference or the mood I'm in. Smash 4 had a better Smash mode, where, you know, like just regular battles, because it had more characters and more stages, but Melee had a better single player mode. And I think the single player mode saved Melee and put it at number 3 instead. So, yeah, but anyways, to go back to Melee, the adventure mode, for example, is really fun and creative, but after the first time you go through it, it kind of gets boring. It does have the best variation of target test, as each character has their own stage, which did happen in Smash 64, but there weren't as many characters, so therefore it's not as good. It also introduced event matches, which is really fun. I found some of the ones in Melee weren't as creative as future iterations of Smash, but I do like the ones where you fight on trophies. Those ones are fun. But yeah, the character roster nearly doubled from Smash 64, and so did the stages. Actually, the stage is probably closer to quadrupling. But yeah, I think this is a pretty solid game, like the rest of the Smash games, but I don't like it as much as other people say. So, yeah, and like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and this is mine. So yeah, with that said, let's move on to number 2. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. This is the one I played through most of my childhood. I really like this game, and I find a lot of people don't like it as much as I do for reasons I don't fully understand. It's so good, this game. I think a lot of people are upset of some characters getting cut, but they only really cut the ones that were necessary to cut. Like, Dr. Mario and Pichu were cut mainly because of the way the roster was. I mean, there were 4 characters from each franchise, so I get why they were cut for other characters. There were 4 characters max, not 4 characters in each franchise. You know what I mean? Like, they're arranged in columns. I'm hoping you know what I mean, but there wasn't room for them, is my point. And no one missed them anyways. And Dr. Mario is just a clone of Mario, and Pichu is the worst version of Pichu, because he does damage to himself and gets thrown off stage easier. Next, they cut Roy for Ike, which I'm fine with, because Ike has a more diverse moveset, I find. And another character they cut was Young Link for Toon Link. Now, I haven't played the Legend of Zelda games myself, but from what I understand, I think I know Young Link is the same person as Link, just different time periods, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, I know the game isn't canon and all, but it'd be like you fighting yourself from when you were 5 as a 20-year-old. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. So I think I'm pretty sure Toon Link is a different person than regular Link. Don't quote me on that, though. I don't know that for sure. So it kind of makes more sense from a logical standpoint, but their moveset's basically the same. The only character that I don't get why they were cut was Mewtwo for Lucario. Sure, they're basically the same character, I think. I mean, I prefer Mewtwo, but still. This one I don't fully understand. There's not really a reason for this, as far as I know. But, yeah, I mean, Mewtwo is a much more popular Pokemon than Lucario, which is what makes me wonder why Mewtwo is cut. But it's not a big deal. That's one exception. So, yeah. But enough about explaining why I think Brawl is underrated. Let's talk about why it's a good game. First of all, the Subspace Emissary. Phenomenal. It is my favorite variation of an adventure mode in any Smash title. Just watching all these characters move around with no dialogue is so cool. And then you get to run around levels, which I find are more fun than Melee's adventure mode. And it's just amazing. And it's got a stage builder. Yay, stage builder. This one isn't the best. I find it's weird making stages. One thing I don't like is that if you can only use tiles, like ground tiles, or like squares, whatever, you know what I mean. Whereas in Smash 4 and Ultimate, you draw the actual platforms. I will admit Smash 4's stage builder was more restricted than Brawl's, and I prefer Brawl's over that. But Ultimate's drawing stages was good, so whatever. Yeah, and yeah, Brawl's just a good game. And it introduced third-party characters like Snake and Sonic, which Sonic's more for the younger kids playing the game, and Snake is more for the teenagers, I guess, as he's a bit more serious, or from a more serious game, whereas Sonic's not as serious. But enough about Brawl. Let's move on to number 1. I don't think any of you will be surprised at which game this is. If you were surprised at this one being number 1, just go home, honestly. Well, actually, you probably are home. I'm just kidding, of course. How could this not be the best Smash game? It beats out all the other ones by a huge, giant, massive landslide. It has every returning character, plus some new ones, and pretty much every returning stage, plus some new ones. I mean, there weren't as many new stages as a lot of Smash games normally add, but when you factor in the DLC characters' stages, there's quite a few new ones. They really didn't leave out that many stages, and the ones they did leave out was probably for a good reason. Like, for example, Sector Z was probably left out because it was too similar to Corneria. But that aside, this game is awesome. Okay, it's debatably my favorite game of all time. And like I said, I prefer Brawl's adventure mode over this one's. I just find Brawl's to be more fun. But I kind of get why Ultimates did like the spirits, like repeated spirit battles instead of like original levels, because there's so many characters that it would probably just get to the point where you just like some of them basically not appear in the story mode. And plus there were DLC characters, so they wouldn't be in it at all. Whereas if they do the spirit thingy where you're running around the world, the DLC characters can fit into it. So, yeah. And plus it's kind of cool how you can use spirits in actual Smash battles. I mean, I don't know of anyone who actually does this, but still, it's nice to have the option. And I think if I just kept going on about this one, we'd be here until, like, Tuesday of the next month. Whatever, I don't know. You know what I mean. I just love this game. And I remember the hype around it was so big. Like, I remember when I heard this game was coming out, I was just kind of getting back into Nintendo, because for a while I kind of got out of Nintendo. But I was kind of getting back into it, and this was the perfect way to get me back into Nintendo. This game is awesome, and I will be playing it for the years to come. So yeah. And if you prefer Melee over this one, I will be showing up in your closet tonight and forcing you to play this game. Man, does Sakurai ever deserve a vacation? He gave us the best game ever when it comes to Ultimate, and I don't think anyone would ever be able to thank him enough. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.